Hi everyone, and welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be testing out some Revlon products. As you can tell from the title, this is their Candid collection. I got their setting powder, their foundation, and I got a couple of their concealers just because I wasn't really sure which shade to choose from, so I just picked two just in case. We're going to start off with details about the foundation. This one retails for $10.99 US at the drugstore. I grabbed the shade Light Honey to try out today. I swatched it earlier and I compared it to other foundations. I actually did it yesterday. I compared it to other foundation shades that I have, and I'm pretty confident that this is going to work out for me. So as far as the details, it does state that this is a skin-enhancing, natural-looking foundation that is going to deliver a flawless finish all day long as it hydrates. You get medium coverage that feels weightless and looks like your best skin. I personally do like medium coverage more than anything else. I will choose that over full coverage foundation most days. Unless I want to get like really glammed up, then I will choose a full coverage foundation, but for every day, medium is perfect. It feels good with anti-pollution, antioxidant, and anti-blue light ingredients that are going to protect the skin. It feels better without oils, parabens, phthalates, synthetic dyes, and harsh fragrances. And last but not least, you can find this in 31 shades. Now let's move on to the concealer. Now this one retails for $9.99, so $10 US. It comes in 18 different shades. Like I mentioned, I did grab two. I grabbed Oat, which is this one right here, and Medium, this one right here. As far as the details for this concealer, this is a medium coverage concealer that is meant to camouflage dark circles as well as help, just wake up the skin because it is infused with caffeine. It's also excellent at disguising blemishes and other things you'd rather not see. It feels good with a formula that includes a protective antioxidant along with anti-pollution and anti-blue light ingredients, just like the foundation. It feels better without oils, parabens, phthalates, synthetic dyes, or harsh fragrances, making it ideal for delicate under-eye skin and a great concealer for sensitive skin. It has a flexible doe foot applicator for precise application. Last but not least, we have the setting powder. This one retails for $9.99, just like the concealer. It comes in 3 different shades. I grabbed the second one, so this is like their medium shade, in order to set the entire face. As far as the details for the setting powder, it is a lightweight, ultra-fine, loose setting powder that is going to help even out your skin tone, and it is also going to set your makeup. It feels good with antioxidants and anti-pollution ingredients to help fight aging, which is great. Obviously, we all want those ingredients in our everyday products. It feels better without parabens, phthalates, synthetic dyes, and harsh fragrances. So this is not going to have a heavy scent, or it's not supposed to. It also states that it's not going to turn chalky or white on us. So we'll see about that. I was looking at this earlier and it has a little built-in lid. So you just lift it and it stays put, and then like your powder is all underneath. And then when you're done with it, you can just close it up and then put the lid back on. So the packaging is great because it makes it a lot less messy, and then you can just throw it in your bag when you're on the go. And if it gets tossed around in there, you won't have to worry about the powder just being all over the place. All right, so before we get started with foundation, I'm actually just going to apply a little bit of color corrector onto the under eye area. Since I know that this concealer is not meant to be full coverage, this is a medium coverage concealer, which I'm fine with. I just want to help it out a little bit more, so just applying a little bit of color corrector underneath before I get started with foundation. All right, so let's get started with the foundation. Now, from what I've read, this is a buildable foundation. So if you don't feel like you're getting enough coverage right away, if you feel like certain areas need a little bit more, you are able to build this up. So I'm going to start with this side, and then I'm going to take my 3D HD blender and blend it out. Alright, so this is definitely medium coverage, but it looks great. It looks really, really good. It doesn't look heavy whatsoever, and it just kind of evens everything out. It looks really good. I like it. The foundation has a really, really light scent. I don't really think many people would notice it. All right, so let me zoom you all in really quick so that you can get a better look at the before and after. Okay, so this is my skin without anything on it. And this is my skin with just one layer of foundation. Okay, so now we can work on the rest of the face. Okay, so the foundation is done and I really like it. I like how it looks so natural. It doesn't look like you have much of anything on your skin. It just evens everything out and it looks really nice. Okay, so now let's move on to the concealer. Like I mentioned, I did grab 2 different shades. So this one is Oat, which is definitely too light for my under eye area. It's gonna make me look really gray underneath the eyes if I apply just that by itself. And then this is Medium, which, you know what, now that I'm looking at it, I might try Medium by itself. Let's see. Okay, so it does state that you should apply dots onto the under eye area, and you should start from the inner corner and then work your way out, since the inner corner is typically the darkest point underneath the eye. For me, it's kind of all over, but you know. And then you can use a sponge or your finger. I'm gonna actually, you know what? I'm gonna try this Real Techniques buffing brush, I believe it is. It is the Deluxe Crease Brush. So there's no actual rules in makeup. This is supposed to be for the eyes, but I'm actually going to use it for the under eye area. See what that does, because I don't want, since we are going to only achieve medium coverage with this concealer, I don't want to use a damp beauty sponge, because then it is going to absorb some of the product. And I know that by absorbing some of the product, I'm going to lose coverage, and it's going to be even less than medium at that point. So I'm just going to go with this brush instead and buff it into the under eye area. That looks really good. And it looks really nice and light. Okay, so even though this isn't delivering, you know, full coverage, I like what it's doing to the under eyes. It absolutely, you know, helped minimize the darkness underneath my eyes, and it looks really good up close. It doesn't look heavy. It doesn't look overly done. It looks really good up close. So I'm gonna leave it like that. And I'm going to set it with this powder right here. This one is medium, so it does have quite a bit of pigment. So I'm hoping that that's probably going to help, you know, the under eye area, the darkness, even a little bit more, just by taking a little bit of this and setting it with this powder. I'm going to grab a little bit of this with my damp 3D HD, just like I would grab like my normal setting powder. I'm going to shake off any of the excess product that's on the sponge. And now I'm going to set it. I think I made it too dark. Darn it. Yeah, I think this shade is just a little too deep. I wish they had something between like number 1 and number 2, because number 3 is definitely too deep for my complexion. Number 1 is way too light. So that's why I grabbed number 2, which is like this medium shade. But underneath the eyes, it just looks a little, well, you know what? I guess it's not too bad. It does deepen it a little bit more than I'd like, but it's not too bad. Oh yeah, the under eye now looks kind of orange. So I kind of messed it up by applying that powder on top of it as far as the shade. We're still going to get a good idea of how these two wear together. Okay, now I'm going to take this large powder brush in order to set the rest of the face. I really like how everything is very like lightly fragranced. It's not heavy whatsoever. Okay, so now I'm going to zoom you all in so that you can get a better look at the under eye area after initial application. Okay, so this is the under eye area. As you can see, it's definitely not providing full coverage, but it never claimed to, so I'm going to wear it throughout the day with that in mind. I don't mind that it's not completely concealing my under eye darkness because it looks pretty light. So far, I like it. All right, so now I'm gonna jump off camera really quickly in order to finish off the rest of my makeup, and I will be right back. All right, so now I am back, my makeup is complete, and I must say, out of all these 3 products, I really like the foundation. I love the foundation right now, so we'll see how it wears. Hopefully, it wears really well throughout the entire day. It is currently 10:13 in the morning. I do plan on wearing this the entire day, coming back halfway through the day in order to show you all more close-ups and to talk to you all about how these products have been wearing up to that point. So I will see you all back here in a few hours for my midday check-in. Okay, so now I am back. It is actually the end of the day. I did not film a midday check-in like I had planned on because it was an impromptu family day. It was really, really nice outside and we decided to just do that instead. So I figured, you know what, I would just update you all at the end of the night, which is finally here. So I've worn this all day long. It is currently 7:02. So I've had this on now for, I want to say almost 9 hours. Yeah, almost 9 hours, and I must say, I'm pleasantly surprised with this. Especially the foundation, like, you know, as you can see, the concealer, it's not full coverage. Like, we knew that it wasn't at the beginning of the day, so I'm not really expecting for the under eye area to be completely concealed. However, it did wear nicely. I don't see it breaking up. I feel like it still looks the same or similar to what it did at the beginning of the day, which to me translates into this is a really nice formula that'll stay consistent the entire day, so it won't wear off. It won't settle into your fine lines, which this one definitely didn't. It won't break up on you, it won't separate, and it really doesn't seem to have faded a whole lot. I'm trying to remember what it looked like at the beginning of the day, but I don't feel like it's really faded much from what it was when I initially applied it. As far as the foundation, I have no issues with this foundation whatsoever. I feel like I'm still getting really like nice natural coverage. It has not settled into any of my smile lines. It has not separated there either. I feel like it has kept me pretty matte, and that could be because I did apply the setting powder on top of it. So I've stayed pretty matte, even though today was a little bit on the warmer side. Stayed pretty matte. It doesn't settle into any fine lines. It looks pretty identical to what it did at the beginning of the day. Now, I will stop talking. Let me zoom y'all in so that you can get a closer look at my skin with all the products on after about almost 9 hours of wear. Okay, so this is the left side of my face, and as you can see, still really nice light coverage. Everything still looks pretty natural. It doesn't look overly done, hasn't really worn off, not that I can tell. And of course, I've got a similar situation over here on the right side. And the under eye area still looks pretty darn good to me. Although, like I said, not full coverage, still looks really nice under the eyes. All right, so overall, I'd say that these products are a definite win. I don't know about the setting powder for the face. Definitely. I really liked how it helped keep me matte throughout the entire day. I know that the foundation itself doesn't claim to be matte. In fact, it claims to keep you hydrated. So with that in mind, this one definitely, I feel, helped keep me matte, because usually if I'm gonna get oily, which if I don't wear anything on my face, I typically do get a little oily here along the T-zone. I don't really see a lot, if any, oil on my forehead right now, which is a plus because it has been a pretty long day. So the foundation, definitely a plus. The powder, a plus all over the face. However, underneath the eyes, I think I'm going to stick to my normal setting powder underneath the eyes, because this I feel just made the under eye area look a little tiny bit deeper when I first applied it. I don't see it so much now, but when I first applied it, I wasn't a huge fan of what that looked like, and it was definitely the color of the powder mixed with the fact that the concealer was not completely dry, and so it automatically made it a little bit deeper. It made it look a little bit deeper than what I would have liked. The concealer, I feel like it's a nice medium coverage concealer. The formula, like I mentioned, looks great, even almost 9 hours in. It doesn't appear to wear heavy. It definitely does provide me with medium coverage, which I am fine with. Like if I am gonna go to, you know, parent-teacher conferences, or if I'm just gonna be like running errands, or if I just want a light makeup day, because trust me, I don't always want heavy concealer underneath the eyes, this one is a good option because it wears really nicely. It wears light, it stays in place, doesn't provide full coverage, but it never claims to, and that's okay with me. I'm okay with not having complete full coverage every single day that I leave the house with makeup. That is fine. I really like it. I would recommend it to someone that's looking to just like brighten the under eye area a little bit, or maybe conceal the dark circles a little bit. Maybe you don't want to go a little too heavy with the under eyes. This one's a good one, and it wears really nice. Overall, I'd say that these were definitely a win. So yeah, if you're curious about the Candid collection from Revlon, I definitely recommend it, especially these two right here. So that completes today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I truly hope that you enjoyed today's product review and that you found it helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on future videos. And also don't forget to follow me on Instagram, where I absolutely love to interact with you all. And that is where you will be able to see some sneak peeks of products that are coming up for review, stuff that I've purchased that I'm getting ready to, you know, talk about on my channel, stuff like that. Or if, you know, you just want to go back and forth on something that you're curious about, or if you have a question, anything like that, definitely make sure that you follow me on Instagram for that. As always, take care, and I will see you all in my next video. Mwah! Bye.